Michelle Obama, the former First Lady and a prominent advocate for education and empowerment, has shared valuable dating advice with her daughters, Malia and Sasha Obama, drawing from her own experiences with her husband, former President Barack Obama. In a candid conversation on her podcast, IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson, Michelle emphasized the importance of staying open to new people and experiences, a lesson she learned through her own journey in love. The advice, rooted in her decades-long marriage to Barack, reflects her commitment to guiding her daughters, aged 27 and 24, as they navigate their personal lives. Michelle's insights offer a glimpse into her approach to parenting and her reflections on her relationship with Barack, which began in the late 1980s and has endured the pressures of public life. During the podcast episode, Michelle encouraged Malia and Sasha to stay open to people, drawing on her own history of dating before meeting Barack. "The thing that I did do was date a lot," she explained, noting that her varied experiences allowed her to develop a clear sense of what she wanted in a partner. By the time she met Barack, a first-year Harvard law student interning at her Chicago law firm, Michelle had a wealth of experiences to compare him against. This perspective, she believes, was crucial in helping her recognize Barack as the right partner. Her advice to her daughters is simple yet profound. Date widely, learn from each experience, and move on quickly from relationships that don't work. If you run into a bad date or have a bad experience, move on quickly. If it's not working, next, she said, emphasizing resilience and discernment in relationships. Michelle's own love story with Barack, whom she married in 1992, provides the foundation for her advice. The couple met when Michelle was tasked with mentoring Barack, then a summer intern at her law firm. Initially skeptical of the hype surrounding the hotshot Harvard student, Michelle was unimpressed by his resume and photo, which she described as unflattering. "I thought, ugh, what kind of name is Barack Obama?" she recalled, admitting that she pictured him as a nerdy guy. However, a phone call changed her perspective, as Barack's confident and engaging voice piqued her interest. Their first lunch together sealed the deal, with Michelle noting that Barack was much cuter than his picture, and that their conversation flowed effortlessly. "We had a long lunch, a great conversation, and we just vibed," she said, describing the spark that marked the beginning of their relationship. The podcast discussion also offered a broader look at Michelle and Barack's relationship, which has been a source of inspiration for many. The couple, who celebrated their 33rd wedding anniversary in 2025, have navigated significant challenges, from Barack's political career to the pressures of raising a family in the White House. Michelle's openness about their journey, including their decision to attend marriage counseling during Barack's time in the Illinois state legislature, underscores the work required to maintain a strong partnership. "I'm flailing in the wind," she once told Oprah Winfrey, describing the strain of balancing motherhood with Barack's demanding schedule. Their commitment to working through these challenges has informed Michelle's advice to her daughters, emphasizing the importance of communication and resilience in relationships. Michelle's reflections on her early impressions of Barack add a humorous and relatable dimension to her story. She admitted to being initially dismissive of his unconventional name and unassuming photo, which led her to expect a less charismatic figure. However, Barack's confidence and charm quickly won her over, proving that first impressions are not always accurate. This experience has shaped her advice to Malia and Sasha, encouraging them to approach dating with an open mind and a willingness to look beyond initial assumptions. Her emphasis on dating widely reflects her belief that personal growth comes from exploring different connections, each of which can teach valuable lessons about oneself and one's desires. The podcast also touched on Michelle's broader philosophy as a parent, which prioritizes empowering her daughters to make their own choices. Malia and Sasha, now adults establishing their own careers and identities, have benefited from their mother's guidance while forging their own paths. Michelle's decision to share her dating experiences is part of this approach, as she and Barack aim to educate their daughters by drawing on their own stories. "Barack and I talk about our dating experiences," she said, noting that these conversations help Malia and Sasha navigate their own relationships with confidence and clarity. This openness reflects Michelle's commitment to fostering independence in her daughters, while also providing them with the tools to make informed decisions. Michelle's reflections on her marriage also highlight the challenges of maintaining a relationship under public scrutiny. Barack's political career, which included terms as an Illinois state senator, U.S. senator, and two-term president, placed significant demands on their family. Michelle has been candid about the toll this took, particularly during Barack's presidential campaigns and time in office. In her 2018 memoir Becoming, she admitted to harboring doubts about his 2008 presidential run, fearing the impact on their family. Despite these challenges, the couple's commitment to each other and their daughters has remained steadfast, serving as a model for Malia and Sasha as they navigate their own lives. The podcast episode also included lighter moments, such as Michelle's humorous take on why she's glad she and Barack didn't have a son. "I'm so glad I didn't have a boy," she said, joking that a son would have been a Barack Obama, implying a personality too similar to her husband's. This playful comment underscores the warmth and humor that define the Obama's family dynamic, even as they address serious topics like relationships and personal growth. Michelle's ability to balance candor with levity makes her advice accessible and relatable, resonating with listeners beyond her daughters. As Malia and Sasha continue to establish themselves, Michelle's guidance serves as a roadmap for navigating the complexities of adulthood. Her emphasis on staying open, learning from experiences, and moving on from setbacks reflects a broader philosophy of resilience and self-discovery. For fans, the podcast episode offers a rare glimpse into the Obama's family life, highlighting Michelle's role as a mentor and mother. Her dating advice, grounded in her own journey with Barack, is a testament to the power of love, communication, and personal growth, offering inspiration to anyone seeking to build meaningful relationships.